For me, as a creative person, I really find it a pleasure to work with people in Taipei, Taiwanese artists, but also foreign artists as well. One thing that strikes me about working in Taipei and Taiwan is that there's really so little attitude amongst artists. Simon's a really great person to work with as a choreographer, because, or as a project coordinator or whatever, because Simon has an idea, and he sort of leads a project, but he allows for everybody else's creativity. So for me, it's great working with him, and the dance itself came from some ideas that he had, some ideas that Xiao Chu had, but I think it grew in the initial stages. I wasn't there for the kind of improvisation, but it kind of grew, and they constructed movements and forms from the feelings from the city. So there are some of the forms where she's kind of laying hands on top of another, and it's kind of a representation of the structural forms around the city. But there's a lot of kind of feelings of entrapment and imprisonment in a lot of her dance moves as well, but yet also moments of freedom. For me, Taipei is a very poetic city, because there's a conflagration. There's a mixture of different voices in Taipei. There's a mixture of different cultural voices for a start. Sometimes creativity, sometimes poetry, whether that's visual or spoken or whatever. It comes from conflict, it comes from opposition, because that's where, when things collide, you get sparks. And those sparks of thinking, of vision, that's poetry. So I think one of the main conflicts, I think, at play right now is that you have this very, very quickly growing pool of creative talent in Taiwan, and that's in a way in opposition to what a lot of their parents or the older generation would like to see them doing. A way to sustain Taiwan's success is through creative industries, through industrial design, through graphic design, through performing arts, especially, for example, dance. I mean, there are a lot of very, very, very talented dance groups in Taiwan, and many other areas within creative industries, traditional creative industries. So if Taiwan wants to position itself as that kind of place, you can't do that just with strategy. You can't do that just by pumping money into local communities. All that stuff is necessary, but what you need to do is encourage creativity. Well, you can't have a leading creative industry without original creativity and without original thought. And Taiwan's very fortunate that it has a lot of very ambitious young artists that push themselves and push themselves beyond what other people might do.